Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're zooming in on what is honestly a super exciting phase for any authorized district builder. We're talking about safely and effectively deploying web applications right within our infrastructure. You know, if you've been working hard on developing a tool, this is that awesome moment where it all finally comes together. But because we're operating in a shared, highly secure environment, there's a very specific protocol we absolutely have to follow to do this right.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Building within the Agua Fria district is like being a guest in someone's home. You don't just show up and start renovating the kitchen uninvited. I mean, it's the perfect foundational metaphor for our explainer today, right? When you're building digital tools, you are essentially being invited into the district's carefully managed IT ecosystem. And that invitation, it requires mutual respect and a pretty strict adherence to the house rules. Look, you wouldn't knock down a load-bearing wall on a friend's house without asking them first, and we have to treat our district data and infrastructure with that exact same level of care.
So, to make sure we're all on the same page, here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The district house rules, 2. Unlocking the builder permit, 3. Your pre-deployment checklist, 4. Deploying AppScript correctly, and 5. Partnering with innovative solutions.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the district house rules. Let's get our mindset right before we even look at a line of code.
Just to clear up any technical jargon right out of the gate, deployment is simply the process of making a tool available to its intended users in a production environment. Now, what does that actually look like for us? Well, for a really simple AppScript project, deployment might literally just be a few clicks in your script editor. But for a more complex application, say something that requires external hosting, deployment is a whole different ballgame. It involves infrastructure configuration, access control setup, and mandatory reviews by innovative solutions and maybe even network operations. Today, we're really focusing our path on those AppScript deployments within Google Workspace, while keeping an eye on what lies beyond that boundary.
Moving right along to Section 2, unlocking the builder permit.
Completing your permit is a major milestone, and we really should celebrate the specific capabilities that builders unlock once they get it. First off, you get the green light for Google AppScript deployments way beyond just your own personal use. Second, you get access to GitHub Copilot, specifically for district-related development, which is huge. Third, you gain the actual authority to create and share powerful automations, dashboards, and internal web apps. And fourth, you get a recognized partnership with the Technology and Innovative Solutions Department for projects that require heavier technical infrastructure. Now, I do want to emphasize something absolutely crucial here. The permit grants you recognized authority, not blanket permission to just go rogue. Any projects touching student data or shared beyond the builder still require a consultation.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core shift in how we operate. You're moving away from building in isolation to becoming a certified builder in an ecosystem. You are no longer alone on an island. You have the authority, and more importantly, the partnership to build tools that safely integrate with the district's broader digital environment.
Which brings us to a highly critical part of our explainer, Section 3, your pre-deployment checklist.
These are the absolute, non-negotiable requirements that must be handled before a tool ever sees the light of day. Are your API keys safely locked away in script properties? Are your sharing settings strictly configured to district-only access? If you're using any external service or API, has it been confirmed as district-approved and covered by a data processing agreement before any data is sent to it? Have you completed a care evaluation for any AI outputs? And finally, is your documentation package fully prepared? Let me be incredibly firm on this. These are not, "Oh, I'll catch up on that next week," post-deployment tasks. These are strict, do this before you launch requirements to ensure district and student data remains completely safe.
All right, checklist complete. Let's jump into Section 4, deploying AppScript correctly. Time for a quick, step-by-step guide to configuring things safely.
Now, what's really interesting about this setup is how just 3 simple steps perfectly restrict access while maintaining the exact backend permissions you need. Step 1, navigate up to Deploy, hit New Deployment, and select Web App. Step 2 is vital. Set Execute as To Me. Why? Because this ensures the script uses your account, which holds the necessary permissions to access backing sheets and other services. And Step 3, set Who has access to anyone within AFHSD. This right here is what restricts access exclusively to authenticated district accounts. Follow these 3 steps, and your app is both secure and functional.
As you continue to improve your tools, you've got to keep this core principle in mind: keep production stable. You know, your deployment URL actually doesn't need to change when you push out new versions. Instead, you literally just update your production deployment to point to the new version, and your users keep using the exact same URL they always have. The critical best practice here is version management. You need a completely separate test deployment for your active development. You only update the production deployment once your new version is fully tested. And hey, when you do update production, be sure to note the version in the deployment description and update the change log in your tool's documentation. Don't skip that step.
Okay, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Partnering with Innovative Solutions. As an authorized builder, you've really got to know your boundaries, when you can DIY and when you need to call in the general contractors. Let's break this down. On one side, we have what falls securely within builder's scope, things like AppScript within Google Workspace, internal district dashboards, staff automations, and small-scale tools. On the flip side, we have categories that absolutely mandate a partnership with innovative solutions or network ops. We're talking about tools connecting to the student information system, anything needing domain-wide delegation, external hosting, firewall configs, and, this is a big one, any student-facing tools operating at scale. Let me make this totally clear. Knowing when to stop and ask for help is a sign of a true professional. It's not a weakness at all. The most capable builders are the ones who know exactly what's in their scope and what requires backup.
So, the crucial point to take away from this is what I call the golden rule. If you think you might need to include innovative solutions, you probably should. It is your ultimate safety net for complex projects. Seriously, never hesitate to reach out and partner with the tech department.
Which leaves us with this final kind of provocative question. Are you building in isolation, or are you ready to partner with the ecosystem? Earning your permit means you're no longer building alone. By respecting the house rules, meticulously following your pre-deployment checklist, nailing those AppScript settings, and knowing exactly when to rely on your innovative solutions partners, you are perfectly positioned to build some incredibly powerful, safe tools for our district. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy building.